when you go play golf with people that are 18 handicaps, right? The sound is really important if you really focus on, and you get, that ball was just barely a little heavy. Did you hear the difference in the sound? Did you hear that? So the sound, I grew up for 2.5 years, never went to the course when I was 5 to 7.5. All I did was hit it in the basement, off of a mat, into a canvas. So everything became sound. I can tell it was a little on the toe, a little on the heel, one groove down, half a groove down, half a groove up, and then also where it hit the canvas on the line and the height. I knew a 5-iron was supposed to hit that height, and I knew it was supposed to shred the middle of that canvas. So the sounds is really important. So I hope that maybe you'll work on that when you're hitting, not just where the ball goes, but really see if you can get that pure sound of a good strike. One of the best tips, and I'm going to have Andy do this. Go ahead. There, see, that was like, that's music right there. It's better than any sound you hear on the radio, okay? Did you hear that? So one of the drills you can do on your own, you never get too good for this, by the way, is right here. This is, I don't want to get your divot on you, but when you're hitting, if there's a ball here, hopefully on your practice swing, you can hit on, I don't want to take a divot, but you see how I hit exactly on this side of the line? Did you guys see that? That's the pro side of the line. This side here is hacker time, okay? So when you do your little brush before you go up, what I do, and you'll see a lot of pros doing this, but they don't know really about this. I technically invented this about 30 years ago. I started working on it because for some reason I had trouble. I wouldn't hit it offline, but I had a lot of down in my swing, a little bit down in my swing, like Natalie Gulbis and Paul Kramer. And Trevino had that. And because I went down, it was harder to hit the ball dead perfectly flush. I'd hit it thin or something a little heavy. So I really got into this little practice swing where I made sure that I brush it right before I hit it. Just for me, I would just take one swing and then almost quickly get in there and just hit it. I knew I was going to hit a good shot if I could just make that brush where the ball was. So when you're hitting those 3 woods off a little downhill, side hill lie, do you think it might be important to make that brush? And when the ball's up here above your feet or down below, you think it might be important to make that brush practice swing to make sure you know where the dang ground is? So that is the best darn tip you'll ever get in your life. That'll help you score better. Like if you're nervous on the last hole and you're chipping over a lake or a bunker, pretty nice to get in there, just do your little practice swing brush, and then quick, if you want, get in and just brush it. You know you can, sorry about that. You got to pay to be in this clinic. But what I'm saying is that will give you the C word, not choke, confidence that you're going to hit a pretty good shot. When you make that little half swing on that side of the line, Olympic club, on the 4th hole and the ball's below your feet and you're trying to draw off a slice line, it's pretty nice to go take that little practice swing and make sure that you just brush the grass, stay down on it and brush it, okay? The last thing I'm going to tell you about this, and then Andy will get into mid-irons. He's really hitting his irons well right now. Is when you hit your iron, I won't get good sand on you this time. When you hit those irons, when you watch it, I want your head to be this way. If you want to be good, your head, when you watch those, when you hit those iron shots and chips, your head should be this way. If your head is like this, again, like your dad does, in almost every hacker they go like this. Where'd it go? You know? I want you to watch those shots from here. And that means you've kept your angles and you look like a pro and you'll stay down the line. The minute you pop up here, the elbow pops out, you can hit it anywhere. Okay? So work on that. How many of you ever had that tip by a pro? I bet not one person's ever had that tip. Nobody, right? I mean, you think about when you watch Andy hit, you see how Andy's head is this angle here? Here. So that is critical of hitting iron. Jack Nicklaus said I was the best short iron player that he's ever seen. That's a pretty good endorsement. And what I try to do when I hit those irons is stick it at the bottom like I told you, keep it about 6 inches going there, And then when I finished, I want my body this way. Now, if you want to draw it, fine, go ahead and pop up this way, like the cross court in ping pong. Because golf really is exactly like ping pong or tennis at the bottom. If you can learn to do this, let me see here. I guess I can do it with the driver. If I had Tiger Woods here, Phil, especially Phil, and Tiger too, this is brushing on this side of the line. That's a really good thing to work on, by the way. See if you can do, without a ball, out of 10, see if you can do 9 or 10 out of 10. Hitting just on this side of the line. Think that might be good to be good at? Okay, so that's a good one to be good at. Here's this one, you think this might be good to be good at this one here? Just practice this. Drop square, or stop a little open, or stop a little shut. How many of you had that tip by your pro or anybody? You think that might be fairly important to be good at that one? Think about it. Think if you could dial in the face anywhere you want it and hit the brush exactly where you want it, you think those might be fairly important? Are there anything more important than those two? You guys go ahead and tell me something more important than making sure you make good contact and put the face exactly where you want it. So, what happens in teaching is you get a million things that are good thoughts, but the ball doesn't know about any of them. The ball knows about your contact, and it knows about what? Where the darn face is, right? It'd be nice to be able to hit any shot you want. So I'm going to now, Andy, he does a drill that I started, and Corey Pavin did it a little bit. Tiger did it a little bit, but a different way. But I do a 9-shot game. And if you can do this, you're going to be a good player. In fact, if you can do more than 6 out of 9, you can call yourself a PLAYER. Anything under 6, you're a GOLFER. Okay, so go ahead, we'll just do this thing. Go ahead and hit a normal if you can. Normal height, straight, 6-iron. Okay, so that's 1 point. Okay, he's got a point. We're trying to see how many points we can get out of 9. So go ahead and hit normal height, draw. Okay, that's 2 points. Now, this is good stuff, okay? Okay, normal height, cut. Now we'll go through a low series. I give them 3 points for 3 shots. Now a low straight one. You can hit a stinger if you want, like the Tiger does, or play it back in your stance. A low straight one. Just up, down. Okay, that's 4 for 4. Now a low cut. I think this might be a good thing to be good at, by the way, if you do 9 for 9 all the time. Okay, low cut. Okay, and then a low draw. I do a little like Chi-Chi on the low draw, just put it over there, just put it over there, and then when I get a cut, I leave it this way, and when I get it straight up. Low draw. Believe it or not, that shot right there, if you don't have that shot, kids, you are missing the boat. You go play Bandon Dunes, play Pebble Beach on a windy, terrible day, play in Scotland, play when things get bad, back left pin, layups on par 5s, aim down the right rough and hit that little ugly little low hook. That shot is money, okay? That's the shot. If Greg Norman would have had that shot, he'd have won 80 tournaments. But he had to do the like that. Okay? Okay, now the high series is, you have to be a little careful in the high series. You need a good lie, but the high straight one, see if you can hit this. When you get on the ball, go to the highest follow through you can go to. Okay, go high up. There's when you get on the ball, then go to the highest follow through you can possibly go to. Okay? Now let's see if you can hit a high fade. Do the helicopter if you can fade. This helicopter fade. That'll go over any of these redwood trees. Did you see that? And then the hardest shot of a tight lie is a high draw. You need a really good lie for a high draw, especially raw sand there. This is asking for it. Okay. I'll give him a half a point there. Because it was a high and it was a draw, but you can't live with full hooks. You can't live with push fades, right? You're trying to cut one into a right pin and you push fade it and it's lake. That doesn't work, right? So if you really wanted to get technical, and what I'd do, if Tiger did 9 for 9, I'd have him not get a point unless his draws at that blue pin, his draws started right at the blue pin, landed right at the blue pin, and worked towards the blue pin. And all his fades started left of the blue pin, landed left, and rolled towards the blue pin. Anything right, going right, anything left, going left, half point at best. You really guys wanted to be really a tough game. Does that make sense to you guys? If you can keep the ball left, working right, and rolling right, kicking right and rolling right, you can talk to it all day long. Once it's right at the pin slicing, you might as well just forget it. Okay? It's not getting any closer. Okay? So let's and this swing right here is a really important swing. I want you to do that gravity swing where it's basically just up. A lot of your iron shots, when you're between clubs, if you can't, just get the club up high and almost just flow down. So it's up, down. There's none of this belly up stuff. You see that shot under pressure? That shot right there, what I do under pressure is move it back about an inch so I make sure I don't hit it fast. And then get the club up and then basically just go down. The biggest fault in golf is right here, okay? Here's the biggest fault. And 9 out of 10 amateurs do this. They go just like this. They go. And once you, that is number one fault. That's why Natalie Galvis or Torino or Paul Creamer can bow down to it and do great. Nothing wrong with that move. Not as powerful, but it's a very accurate move. But there's no pros to make that move. A lot of times when you guys hit it bad, block it right or quick hook it, if you're right at first move, you're popping this out. So if anything, stay right there, or if anything, stay down on it a little bit, like Ray Floyd or Dustin Johnson. How many of you guys like Dustin Johnson? Huge big backswing, right? And then he goes, you ever watch him? So it's all built to pull the rubber band back, and then don't have to do anything coming down, just let it go. You don't want to go like this. Okay? Okay, a lot of times you guys think you're supposed to do that, but you don't have to do that. Why don't you get your driver real quick? You guys have any questions? You know, we can